these unspoken contracts, we're making them with everyone, with ourselves, with others, and with our children. This is how we raise our children, with unconditional love, filled with transactions. How many parents have you heard tell their children, I have so much love to give you. All you need to do is be good. We tell our children from a young age that they must succeed, they must excel, they must be great at whatever they do, not for the sake of greatness itself, but so we can fill our inner void. So our children, young as they are, they don't even realize, but they come really to fulfill our unmet legacies and our unmet expectations. And their little shoulders weary with the burden of making mommy and daddy happy and whole and full is almost too much for them to bear. And they forsake their authentic selves. Our children are so kind to us. Even those who rebel, they have forsaken their authentic self, the ones who comply well. Look at the fairy tales we teach our children with, sanitized and whitewashed. Disney does a great job. You know, the original fairy tales were nothing like the Disney stories we read now. Sleeping Beauty, you think she was awoken by this handsome, dashing prince? No, he raped her. The original story goes that as she was lying there, he came upon her, and he was so besotted by his egoic desire to overpower and control and be dominated by his earthly desires that he rapes her. And she wakes up not with a gentle kiss from the dashing prince, but from the birth of her children, one of whom sucks on her finger and takes out the poison, mistaking it for the bosom. But what a story, I know, dark and very dire to tell our children, but it teaches them subconsciously that do not lie passively waiting, dependent on some prince, because you will be screwed. In this case, literally. And the frog prince who must be magically exterminated, the frog in us all, by this magical kiss again, because love apparently conquers everything, I'm told. Even the frog within us. But that's not how the original story was told. So the frog goes to the girl, whoever she was, this beautiful damsel, and begs for her to kiss him to be rid of this curse. But the girl in this story, she's smart, and she will not be taken for a fool for the frog. And so she slams the frog against the wall, and the frog shatters his external egoic self. And then his humanity is revealed, telling children again, there is no kiss from another that will save you from your own dark, deep shadow. And your earthly, egoic self will only be shattered by a lot of pain. And after pain will come your humanity. And Cinderella, he just didn't find her by slipping on the glass slipper. No, the first stepsister, she cut her heel off, and the fool of the prince believed that it was her. And then the dove told him, no, it isn't her. So then the next stepsister was a little smarter. She cut off her toes to fit into the slipper. And again, the prince believed her until the dove said no. And then he found Cinderella. Again, a testament to life's journey that true love, our true soul partners, will only be discovered after a process of discernment of self and other. But none of these valuable life lessons are being taught to our children in the Disney stories. So they live their lives, our children, believing that it's this unattainable fantasy that needs to be their life, and anything other than that is simply too excruciating to bear. So we teach our children to sanitize their emotions, to sanitize pain, to pretend that it doesn't exist, because our deepest fear is that our children will feel pain, not because our children are unable to feel pain, but because it is we who are so scared to confront our emptiness. Because in our naivety, we believe emptiness means nothingness. If only we realize that it is when we surrender to that emptiness, it is essentially fullness and oneness. But that emptiness is so terrifying to touch that we will avoid it at all costs. So we will inject fullness in our lives in any other way possible. The dope in the syringe, the collagen in the jowls, in the cheeks, under the eyes. Anything to give an appearance of fullness. It doesn't matter if the end result is a bland rendition of what was, an overproduced, tightly controlled micromanagement as long as it denies what lies underneath.